Hello everybody, this is Bin7 on my BintonGaming channel, and welcome back to Sonic the Hedgehog 1 from the Sega Genesis era, remade in the Sonic Origins collection. We're jumping into Marble Zone Act 1 today, another zone that I actually really love from the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Last episode, I claimed that I would be willing to defend this episode, or this zone, until the day I die. I don't know if I even have to do that. Oh my god. I am sucking today, but I don't know if Marble Zone is one of those zones that people hate or not, because a common complaint about Sonic the Hedgehog 1 is that it is a lot more slow-paced than later Sonic the Hedgehog games, which doesn't really jive with the marketing for Sonic, which is that he is fast, he goes fast, and it's weird that the level design does not accommodate that ideology, that mythology of Sonic the Hedgehog. I share the perspective that later zones after this one are pretty bad in terms of the slow-paced nature of the level design. This zone also has it, but something about it, maybe it's nostalgia, but something about it is just fun and different to me. Although I think it might just be nostalgia. But how many other people out there love Marble Zone as much as Green Hill Zone, or close at least? Or you have a little sparkle of joy when you talk about it. Part of the nostalgia for these first two zones specifically is that in the original Sega Genesis version of Sonic 1, you had lives, and if you lost all your lives, you'd have to go all the way back to the beginning of the game. And so naturally, the first two zones of the game would be the ones that I would be playing over and over and over again as a kid, while on the quest to finally beat Sonic the Hedgehog. And the farthest I got as a kid was Labyrinth Zone, which is Zone 4. Ooh. Lava Falls Never Again. When I was a kid, the farthest I got was Labyrinth Zone. I guess technically, if I'm thinking about it, when I was 14 years old, I was still a kid, but that's when I finally beat this game and got all the Chaos Emeralds. It's a hard time, but I did beat it on the original Genesis version where there were lives and game overs. I'm very proud of that, but luckily for this YouTube series, I don't have to worry about it, and I can rest assured that no matter how many times I die, I'm not going to have to redo old levels to get to the ones that I'm making a video about. Whoa! Shooting to the sky! But not really the sky, it's into the purple brick. I wish we got more lore on the Marble Zone, but we never do. It's never talked about again in any later games. Another reason why I only played the first two zones as a kid is because I only played this game when I was visiting my grandparents, because they actually had a Sega Genesis where I could play and access this game. And I was sharing that Sega Genesis with all of my cousins, and everybody wanted to play. And also we were frequently going out on outings, and I couldn't leave the game on, so usually every playthrough would consist of me playing this game, getting to Marble Zone, to one of the later episodes. I don't know what it is, actually. Let me confess something to you guys. Whenever I do Crash Bandicoot series videos, I always refer to levels as episodes, and I'm realizing I'm doing that here. I don't know what's going on in my brain that's crossing those wires. Is there anything secret over here? No, but that would have been cool. They had the invincibility that would have enabled you to get it, if there was one. Beating this game as a kid was not in the cards most of the time. It was only when I got Sonic Mega Collection for the GameCube that I was able to finally beat this game in the matter of time that I could do it. Eggman signpost. I just realized that the blue circles that are behind Sonic Has Passed Act 2, and they show up in the zone title card screen there. It looks like Sonic spin dashing. It might actually be the same angling. Let me compare those in post. This original game also did not have Spin Dash in the original version. That was added in the Anniversary Edition. We're in the final act of Marble Zone, which... Okay, I thought for a moment that those purple bricks were sinking in forever and not going back up, but no, they're floating and not moving somehow. The issue I have with this act is that it kind of has a Getting Over It by Bennett, or Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy vibe, where you get to a point where if you fall, you lose a whole ton of progress and you got to go all the way back up. But because I'm a veteran video gamer, I'm not going to be doing anything that causes harm to my reputation. And this is an instance of the level design being slow. Floating through the lava, but then something action-packed is going to happen. Whoa! That was all we had to be excited about. Continuing on, we're not at the Getting Over It point yet. I don't even know if saying, oh, this is like Getting Over It is even... Is that going to resonate with any of you, or is that just way too far out of the cultural zeitgeist? You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. At least I hope. Boom! Dead caterpillar. Absolutely not. You shall not pass or live. Swinging on these. Feel like I'm in an ancient temple. That's part of why I like this zone. It's just... Whoa. Lots of booby traps. And so even though it's purple, where usually you would think an ancient temple as being a beige at best, this still has that vibe. Although I will say that playing on a modded version of this game, like Sonic 1 Forever, that's a quote-unquote definitive version of Sonic 1 that you can play. It's a PC port of some kind. But I usually would play that with elemental shields turned on, and playing through Marble Zone with the fire shield as an available shield to get is so fun, because you're just flying through this without having to wait for anything. But of course, we're not playing that today. We're playing the original. Well, not even the original. We're playing a Sonic Origins. Floating through lava once again. Something about commentating over Sonic games is challenging, which is the fact that the games are really fast-paced naturally. And so if I'm trying to commentate over the gameplay and trying to like actually comment on what's going on, the thing that's going on screen is going to change rapidly. And so I could be in the middle of a thought about one thing, but oh wow, I'm already 3 things ahead of where I was. And that is why it took me a while to actually play Sonic on this channel. I've tried in the past, but I just couldn't make it work. But here I am. I am a skilled commentarian, and thus I am here today to tell you guys about why Sonic the Hedgehog 1 has things going on. This is Dr. Robotnik, ancient evil and Sonic's father, possibly? Oh, I keep jumping way too early and risking my life in the way that I just did. Those fires should not be hanging around that long. I feel like I don't remember having to wait until Robotnik is about to shoot another fireball to have to jump over. And wow, I just messed that up royally. It does make the boss more interesting that you have to wait longer. I feel like I remember you just jump back and forth over and over again and then you kill him real quick. But that's for another day, maybe. We beat Marble Zone. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That's the last good zone of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, but I won't let you know that